Hi YouTube, you like my joke video? Alright, time for the real video. What if Naruto had a stand of some sort? It's a special stand, so like, yeah. Alright, so backstory, Naruto, when he's young, he finds an arrow. The famous stand giving arrow, and he stabs himself with it because he was running back and he trips and it goes into his arm. It hurts him, and just like Journal Giovanni, I hope y'all watch that. If you didn't, a little spoilers, the arrow goes into him. And yeah, now and yeah. So Naruto unlocks the stand, and I don't know which one I want. I want Naruto to have his own stand, like the Naruto's being a stand. I also want him to have the world. I also want him to have Star Platinum. So why not make it my own? What if and give him both, which is the world and Star Platinum? Because I have pictures of both of them now. So yay! Update on pictures, by the way. Naruto trains with them. He unlocks the world's superpower of stopping time, and he's realizing that they're both pretty decently strong. And Star Platinum has pursuing they 5 meters both each. So if he stacks them on each other, he can make 10 meters, and he can go decent 10 meters far. Shadow clones. It depends on how the shadow clones get half decreased on everything. So he can make a stand with the shadow clones, but it be within like 2.5 meters long of range, which isn't that far. But yeah, it's decently. The only way to see the shadow clones, unless you have, only way to see the stand if you can see chakra or you have a special dojutsu or you are a stand user yourself. So yeah, now let's start off. Naruto does fail usually 3 times, and because Shadow Clone and Nine Tails don't like stands and the Shadow Clone technique, Naruto just can't do it. He can make a stand, but Iruka can't see that. He can, well, maybe he can. The Ruka at first start cannot see the stand Naruto summons. So, when Mizuki tricks Naruto, Naruto learns that he can call on. No, he didn't know that. He learns the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and I guess he takes a glimpse look at the flying Raijin. Because imagine having a stand hit you from out of nowhere. That'd be broken. So Naruto's thinking, yeah, yeah, let me get that, let me get that. I also got new music, by the way. So goes to Mizuki, defeats him easily after he finds out, and he already know he has the Nine Tails Fox in him, so it's not really even troubling. And Naruto passes and congratulates. When Naruto meets Kakashi, he does go normally because Naruto's been training with his stand and himself. He makes 4 shadow clones. He makes 3 shadow clones. 2 of them uses a stand each, and he fights. He fights a normal Naruto, a stand using Naruto, and another stand using Naruto. And then yeah, so he's decently good at taijutsu, and I'm gonna do something no one I saw do. What if Naruto give him genjutsu? Because genjutsu's basically one shot OP move, and Naruto you can have it now, and ninjutsu and everything. So Naruto's practicing genjutsu because stopping the world, that's basically a genjutsu in itself. But add on to another genjutsu, that's be a unstoppable. Alright, so Naruto encounters um what's his name? Kakashi, he rushes at Kakashi because he's really good at taijutsu. He wants Kakashi to take him seriously, put away the book. So Naruto rushes at him while Sasuke and Sakura evade to the bushes. Naruto is actually pushing Kakashi with one book and one eye trying. So Kakashi says, "Let me close my book," and Naruto made Kakashi set his book down, so that's impressive on itself. Naruto jumps back at least 6 meters and then use a kunai and throw past Kakashi's face. On the side of kunai, it was just to distract Kakashi. When Kakashi looks back at Naruto, Naruto's gone. Kakashi's noticing he's not outside. He's in a boxed in room, and then he hears a fox talking, and he sees the Nine Tails Fox. In the real world, Naruto got Kakashi underneath a genjutsu. Kakashi sees the Nine Tails Fox, and he releases the genjutsu right as Naruto is going to grab the bells. Naruto has held his hands together with two fingers touching at the top, or all the two index and middle finger touching each other's at the top with the other two. And when he was grabbing the bells, he was trying to grab it with that. Kakashi released the genjutsu at the right time, and Naruto realizing that this is actually going to be troubling. Kakashi did not know Naruto can use genjutsu. Naruto never showed it in the academy. It never said that on the records. When Kakashi goes back to full on taijutsu with Naruto, Naruto's getting pushed back. So he calls for the world and he stops time. Kakashi is once time resumed, Kakashi just flew back to trees. He felt like he'd been hit, but he doesn't know what hit him. Naruto is a really defense boy because getting hit with that is a tough chakra. And I know, okay, let's say Naruto learned the shadow clones earlier, like kindergarten, because now that I said he trained with the shadow clones, it won't make any sense. So let's say he learned it back then. Alright, and Naruto kind of understands the shadow clone technique, so yeah. And Kakashi go flying into a tree where Sasuke was hiding, and then Sasuke pops out because he thinks Kakashi found him, so he jumps out. Kakashi's confused because he didn't know what just happened. He just flew back into a tree, hitting a wall, knocked the breath out of him, and then he sees Sasuke about to fire off a fireball after him. So Kakashi did an earth wall to block it because he's not near water. He can't really do a water dragon, and then he jumps away from Sasuke, and then he finds Sakura right behind him. Naruto knocked him really off his game. And Naruto only used the time stop ability for 4 seconds. Max he can go as 5 seconds, but he only used it for 4. And Sakura aims to hit Kakashi. Kakashi just neck chop her and put her to sleep for basically an entire round. Naruto sends a shadow clone to take Sakura out the way and another one to grab Sasuke and Sakura, and the one that grabbed Sakura woke her up and obviously met up with the third shadow clone, with that, and the second one that had Sasuke, while the real Naruto is full on taijutsuing Kakashi. Kakashi's actually starting to try. Okay, Kakashi realized that he has to try, so he pulls out the Sharingan, and when Naruto uses the world again to go punch him, because Naruto's just taijutsu, when he punches him, Kakashi dodges, so Naruto thinks, oh, he can't really see this man, so let me pull out the world, and when he punches Kakashi thought he dodged and then get hit with the hand of the stand. Kakashi's actually confused. This is when he pulls out the Sharingan. I'm sorry to confuse myself. I had to pause it because someone walked by and I didn't want their phone to be mixed in with my phone, which I'm using for my recording. I'll get back to the storyline. So Kakashi sees the world, and Naruto's actually surprised because no one actually was able to see this thing. So Naruto had made another shadow clone to go behind Kakashi. Kakashi's not really worrying about that one, and then he's focusing on the real Naruto, and then the shadow clone hits him from decently far. Kakashi's actually confused, and then he looks over to see another thing hovering over Naruto, which is Star Platinum, and so Kakashi's actually really confused, so he poofs the shadow clone that came up behind him with Star Platinum. Naruto uses the world just in time and stop time for each of the stands have 5 seconds, so he can stop time for a max of 10 seconds if he really wants to. Naruto basically plays with Kakashi, hits him between each of them, and when after 10 seconds is up, after 13 seconds is up, to releases the time stop, Kakashi go makes a crater in the ground with how much pain he was just in, and he's already coughing out blood. The bells are still on. Luckily, Naruto doesn't want to be mean, but if he really wanted, he can. Naruto jumps away to go regain his strength. Kakashi is trying not to let this happen, so he throws a explosive kunai at him. When Naruto's in range, it blows up, and Naruto does get singed, which is burned a little, and he luckily fell in the bushes with Sakura and Sasuke. And he asked them, do they know the plan? And they said, yeah. This is when Sakura starts taking the Naruto clone that she had and and it uses, I guess, let's say the world. No, let's say Star Pound. Star Pound is precision. It starts going underground, digging a hole for a tunnel for Sakura. Naruto tells ex Sasuke if he's ready for his plan. Sasuke says yeah. Fucking tired. Naruto regains most of his energy, and then Sasuke jumps out to have a kunai in hand, starting to go attack Kakashi. Kakashi's alright. I guess they doing swap out, and then once Sasuke is in range of taijutsu, he noticed that Kakashi has the Sharingan, and he's kind of confused because that's not his. He's not part of the Uchiha clan. This is when another kunai fly past Sasuke face. Sasuke ducks under, and it was aimed to hit Kakashi with a little of the world's strength behind it. So Kakashi dodges, and he's in another genjutsu. I don't know what kind of genjutsu this is. I want to put like writing on the kunai that Naruto throws and have it be a genjutsu weapon used. So Kakashi already knows that he's in a genjutsu, but then he can't even move. The genjutsu. Wait, hold up. This Naruto put Kakashi in a genjutsu and then used the world on him, tapping Sasuke and Sakura so they're not affected. Cause I guess let's say that. So whoever he touched, if he chooses to not stop them, they don't stop. So Naruto tops Sasuke and the clone that Sakura has, he tops her. So they still digging. Naruto knocks on the ground, telling us, or go tell Naruto sends another shadow clone to tell Sakura that dig 5 more meters and then pop up right there. So yeah, and the time resumed. Kakashi's getting pushed by Sasuke because time resumed already, and it was only one of them was the world, and Naruto is at and they got basically Kakashi in the right spot. So Naruto says, "All right, Kakashi, ready to get defeated?" Kakashi's on guard. He's blocking the bells because Naruto can basically stop time, and he's worried about that, so he's covering up the bells. And then Naruto points upwards, and then he realizes that the Naruto he was just talking to was a clone, and it just poof. And the real Naruto is coming down with the world's strength. And then he looks over to Sasuke. He sees a fireball coming, and and then I guess Kakashi do water jutsu to push out the fireball, and then he starts forming the Chidori in his hand because Naruto's coming down almost as fast. No, I'm not saying Naruto's come down decently fast, and Kakashi's actually want to test how strong Naruto is, so he forms a Chidori and he jumps in the air, which surprises Naruto, so he's confused. So Naruto makes a Shadow Clone in mid-air, kicks off of it to get more speed, and then they clash. The Chidori versus the world. Naruto's hand does get burned and shocked, so Naruto is paralyzed on the ground, and this is when Naruto uses Wait, no. Naruto used the world while midair, hit Kakashi like 3 times, and then continue going, and then Kakashi hits him. So yeah, Naruto's on the ground now in pain. Kakashi drops down to the spot where luckily Sakura was. Sakura pops out the ground, grabs the bells, and go back under with the shadow clone that Star Platinum was there, covering back up the hole. And once Sakura gets out, she yells, "All right, time." She yells the code that they form, which is "all right" or whatever. Naruto gets back up because, like I said, Naruto also has the Nine Tails Fox, so he got a really good healing factor, and he's really on defense. He's been hit with his own Star Platinum and the world before, so Naruto and Sasuke bounces over to Sakura. Naruto grabs a rock off the ground and makes a shadow, no, not a shadow clone, something that looks like something else, and then they walk out saying, "Kakashi, you lost. Kakashi Sensei, you lost," and showing Kakashi that each one of them has a bell. Kakashi's actually confused because he thought he still had the bells, and when he looks down at the bells, it turns into, let's say, 2 rocks, because yeah. So Kakashi said, "All right, I guess you guys did pass." Alright, and I guess this is where I really want to end it. So, like I said on my last video, that was a joke. That whole video was a joke, and I never want to do it again. At the time, it wasn't a joke, but now it's definitely a joke. Let me get 5 likes on this, and I'll be grateful. And, like, I do have new pictures. I got new songs coming up soon for the new songs, but the pictures already got new. Alright, I hope y'all enjoy. Goodbye. Have a good day. Have a good night. Future Sky, what if here? I'm gonna let the music play for a bit if you just want to vibe to that, but the video is basically over. Alright, goodbye. Alright, the song's over. Goodbye now. Have a good day. And see you next time for when I come back for a new What If or to be continued or part 2 What If later.